KVKO. It is time for the podcast.
Crowd noise, crowd noise, crowd noise, crowd noise.
We are coming to you live from the Jazz House, 926 and a half Massachusetts. Come on down every Tuesday. We get pretty drunk, as evidenced by the last 15 minutes of every podcast. So, yeah, I am your host, CJ Cobra Kai, here with my co-host, Ben Hutnick.
Woo!
Jason Cougar Huang.
Tomorrow is the premiere of the movie Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes, it is.
And nobody called me the cast in the movie. Fuckers. Not happy.
Seth, Sanchez.
I'm just here for your CJ's swan song.
And Phil, the wild man himself, Childs.
Ow!
All right. We got a lot to fucking cover here this week. Oh, before I forget.
This entire podcast is going to be a speed round.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, we're not going to be here for 4 hours?
Lawrence Shirt Factory.
Whether they know it or not.
Yep, whether they know it or not. Their phone number is 785-330-5831 from the same people who brought you Happy Shirt. It's Lawrence Shirt Factory. You want to get a hold of them? I just said the number. Also, email address is sales@lawrenceshirtfactory.com. And their website is lawrenceshirtfactory.com. Also, facebook.com/Lawrence Shirt Factory. They're open almost every day, I guess. They're closed on the weekends. But yeah, they're good. They're good. They're good at what they do.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
think there might be the rare instance where the sequel's better than the original.
Yeah.
At least off the kickball field.
All right. So let's just dive into some games because we got a lot of them to fucking cover here.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get
Playing
into
game
the
one.
thing.
30. The Rockets 6. Brewballers 8. Anyone see that game? Phil, you played that.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for their misplaced confidence in us, me in particular.
You're welcome, and fuck you.
No, it was we just got off to a slow start, and they played. It was a great game. They played well. Yeah, that's about it.
I missed their big run in the 8th where they scored 5, but up to that point it really seemed like Rockets scored in bunches and the Brewballers were just scoring one at a time, mostly on aggressive base running.
The game actually went by slowly. There was a lot of little errors that both teams took advantage of, and it was that one inning that lost Rockets the game. There was multiple little errors that I know they can clean up for next year. And I love the Rockets because in the middle of the game, right before that inning, they were talking about, well, after we win this game, we're going to play jackpot. And then after we lose to jackpot, we're going to play this next game. And it was just really encouraging to hear them from the dugout talking about what was going on next instead of just immediately being disenfranchised by the game. So it was nice to hear that they were still planning on winning the game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
All right. Playing game number 2. Asteroid Head 7. Grandstand 3.
Asteroid had played with 8.
Yeah, I watched.
What?
I watched a couple innings of this game, and shout out to Clint. He just played outfield, he was the only outfielder.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, he just tracked everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a close game.
They still only scored 3 runs?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Okay.
That didn't
And
surprise
then-
me. I
and
thought
then
he's
they-
capable of it.
Yeah, and then they played 2 more games after this.
Okay.
Oh my
All right.
god.
Nick Lerner's homies 13. Liberty Hall 6. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, way to go, homies.
Thank you.
Way to take yourself out of the cup named after you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Sacred Sword. Forfeit over Leafy Greens.
Yeah, I don't have a score sheet for this one for some reason.
Yeah, well.
Full on.
All right.
winners. Yeah.
All right. Round 1. Number 1. Jackpot 29 versus the Brewballers. They had 5. Good job, Jackpot.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking down those jerks.
Yep. All right.
It's a very subtle pat on the back to yourself.
Yeah. No, next game. River
That's
City
why
Matadors.
that's why we let them win, so they'd have to play you. Excellent revenge.
Yep. River City Matadors 20. Johnny's 13.
And I call this game for RC Mats, and here is Tim.
Yeah,
Johnny's
Cougar was the only
timer.
one to call this.
All right, yeah, okay, Cougar, let's hear it. Just say it. You were right. I was wrong. All right.
You already said it for me. Thank you.
That all happened just pretty much, normal thing. You missed 2 catches in the outfield, and the Matadors are going to score on that. That's pretty much what made up those differences.
Yeah, those outfield drops are the killer errors.
Yeah, I gotta say, Matadors look great that game as opposed to when I saw them play Muddy Waters, and it was sort of, they were keeping up with them, but they looked really good this last game.
So,
Thanks, Tim.
despite the loss, happy birthday weekend, Tim. And your mustache is still killing it, even if you guys lost.
No, it's not. Okay.
It's okay, Tim.
In a game that was a lot closer than it needed to be, John Denver 12, Button Grind 9.
Button Grind was up for a while in this game.
they were.
Yeah, I walked by that John Denver dugout and I saw some teeth gritting. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, there was some mad faces in that dugout. So, all right. Poshwash 9. Speaking of games that were a lot closer than it needed to be,
Yeah.
Poshwash 9, Corksuckers 8.
You were very suspect that this could be a close game, but I was like, Corksuckers can kick.
I tried to tell you guys that it was going to be
I was
close,
suspect.
and nobody
I
was
was
buying.
suspect,
I said
yeah.
there were similar teams.
Yeah.
I bought high on it being close, but Corksuckers losing.
So you were right.
Pretty sure it went into 11 innings.
Yes, that's what the sheet
It
says.
was a close game back and forth the whole time. I think both teams were tired because we had multiple people on both teams who volunteered to ref the 3:30 games.
Mistake.
So
Thank you.
we were hot and tired. And so the games were close, but it was really fun. And we shotgun Trulies afterwards. And don't do that unless you want to belch for like 40 minutes. Don't do that.
All right. All
Truly.
right.
Noted.
Truly, madly, deeply belching.
Chalmers 8, Sacred Sword 4.
Wow.
Yeah, lots of.
Yeah, whoever said that Chalmers wasn't going to hate fuck a game, I suppose was right.
Yeah. All right.
Man, Sword scored 3 in the first in this game, too.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Redlegs forfeit over Jazz House.
Redlegs got their first win in a while.
Yeah,
Good job,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a rotten deal for Jazz House, though. That was
Yeah.
just one of those, something you can't account for unless you're just going to roster more people.
Yeah. All right.
Derek knows. Actually, yes. Whoever bet the money line on Merchant / Hellfish / Lucky Berry not forfeiting in the tournament won a boatload.
So does that mean that Jazz House has to change their name next year?
I think no, it only counts as one forfeit still. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just so people know, the deal was one of the Jazz House players got in a car accident on the way to the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they couldn't fulfill their 3-lady requirement.
Yeah, this wasn't like a lack of planning, other than maybe get 4 or 5 gals on the roster.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just a shit deal all around. I really felt for the team because I know they were looking forward to this.
Yeah.
All right. Love Garden 21, Screamers 1. Yay.
Hey, fuck.
Yeah.
No shutout.
Yeah, no shutout.
Probably too much energy they expended.
Muddy Waters 12, Reboot X 2. Yeah, that's about what I thought.
Yeah.
Lawrence Shirt Factory 10, Asteroid Head 5. A little closer than I thought. There.
Yeah.
Asteroid Head played with 8.
And Asteroid Head played with 8 in this game also.
Wow.
I don't know what happened. Lawrence Shirt Factory scored all 10 of their runs by the 5th, but this still seems obnoxiously close for Asteroid Head only having 8
I would
people.
love to lose to them 10 to 5.
Score more runs
I
than they
guess.
could.
I don't. Yeah, 5 guys, 3 gals,
Yeah,
and they still
yeah.
scored 5 and held
All right.
Shirt Factory to 10.
From my understanding, Asteroid Head had 6 people go on vacation this week, and Justin got a brown recluse bite the day of the game.
Oh, wow.
Plan that out better.
When that happens to me, it just makes me angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 2 of those people that were on
he was
vacation
Spider-Man and he didn't play?
returned in time for the late games. So,
Seriously?
yeah, they had
Yeah,
10
they had
by the
10.
time
Oh
they
my
played the third one.
Either way, impressive showing by
Yeah,
Asteroid.
well,
It is, yeah. Playoff
Kicking-
team.
Kicking Assets 9, Drop Stoppers 10, Upset.
Upset.
Yeah.
Upset. Wow.
Did
What
anybody,
the hell
did anybody
happened?
pick that?
Nobody picked
Nobody
that.
picked. I didn't
Nobody
pick
picked
No.
I know I did.
No. Where's what happened?
Explain yourself.
Cosgrove picked it as one of the
He
upsets.
doesn't count.
Cosgrove.
Oh,
he-
yeah, that's
he
right,
Did
he
pick, You're
did.
right. He did
Yeah.
pick it. That's right. He
Doesn't
did.
count. That's just on the internet.
So there were just a bunch of little things that all added up to us just not being able to get that 2 extra points that we needed. There was also, it was the longest game I think I
Yes.
ever played.
I ref 2 innings, and it felt like 7 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah,
ending.
that was just really long. The last time we played them, it seemed like they had just a completely new team. Like they were getting on when they needed to. They were executing well. I mean, they really deserved that win. So, and the pitcher I think was new, so it was. I think that's what drug it out the longest because they were just you couldn't kick them. So you just kind of had to try. But yeah, we're fine with it though. No one yelled at each other. You know, we were just like, oh, shake it off. It's okay. We got this. I was proud of my team for that kind of like team aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's okay, just to defend the plate, that's all, so.
I ref this game and only got jokingly accused of being biased once. So I feel like it was a.
What's wrong with you people? You should have done it more.
She was very diplomatic about it. I had to call one of his gal players for running out of the baseline once, and she was apoplectic. I think we almost came to blows.
So there was one more thing that I wanted to say. T actually, after one of the innings, stopped to help my rover about making sure that she understood what a force out was as compared to like you have to tag him. And he took maybe a good 3 minutes just to explain it to her to make sure. So I thought that was also very nice.
He's a fantastic sport.
He is.
Yeah.
All right. D-holes, 10, repetition. 2. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Way to go, D-holes.
Yeah. And repetition didn't get shut out. Red line, 16, Free State, 6. Seth.
Next game. It wasn't within 3. We got a lot to talk about.
That's right.
I owe Ben a 12-pack.
Somebody owes me a 12-pack, and it was a really fun game. And I
didn't have that much fun.
except for one or two of the players on Free State giving Taylor a lot of grief reffing home.
Yeah, it's Mookie's tradition to get a warning.
Yeah.
Else. That's fine.
But otherwise, everybody was very well behaved.
yeah.
Late in the game, Emily, against her old team, she kicked a triple, I think, just out of my reach, and I'm pretty sure the bases were loaded. I think it was a bases loaded triple.
Yeah, that was the play that Torrey took his shirt off on. There was a lot that happened in that game.
Yeah.
All right. Kansas Tree Care, 12, Homies, 0, shut out.
Covered the spread.
Got shut out.
Covered the spread. Good job.
They covered the spread?
Yeah, it was 12.5.
Oh, all right.
The lone shutout, thanks to me.
What an honor.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Rats, 14, Woost, 8.
Revenge game.
Yeah.
Everyone call this?
All right.
Some pick Woos to win it.
Yeah, I did call this exactly on the blog.
That's true.
On the blog.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I was
Smart.
also on
He's
the
in the
blog,
park.
but I called
Exact,
this one
score.
14-8.
Take your victory lap, Seth.
I will. That's the only one I took this weekend.
All right. Geezers, 14, Lucky Berry, 3. Too bad for Lucky Berry.
Yeah.
All right.
No shutout.
Yeah, no shutout.
No.
Ladybird, 18, Ghosts, 6.
This game looks like it got called really early.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, after the top of the 7th.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
All right.
Hey, just so you know, I laugh every time I hear that ghost thing on the podcast. Every time.
Never stop.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, if we can back up just 1 second, Bryson. Am I reading this right? Did Geezers take 3 outs in 1 inning just
They
to keep
did.
the game moving?
Go and explain their Bryson.
Yeah, Katie came by and I knew we were behind and we were up. I think we already had 1 out, and it was the bottom of the 8th.
No, you had
and
no outs.
Or no outs. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
we were tired. I wanted to eat. I was like, get this game over with.
So 1, 2, 3,
We
8th
took our
inning,
3
yeah.
outs and then we defended and
Yeah,
we've done
just took
it.
3 outs in the bottom of the 8th. So yeah.
How about just score more so you can run rule them, and then you can just call it out?
Yeah, but the game time and the actual time probably ran into each other. There was the problem.
Yeah.
We'll go second round of the plate. Brewballers, 3, Johnny's Tavern, 18.
So took a loss and then laid it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Button grind, to be determined versus Corksuckers because of the sprinklers.
Yay!
Some idiot didn't reset the sprinklers. Not Cosgrove, he's fine.
Ben,
Some other
do you
idiot.
know what the score is off the top of your head?
What's that?
It was-
Corksuckers are winning.
I think it was
right?
6-1.
6, yeah.
Actually, I have it here.
Yeah,
I
it's
printed it at the
six-
very back of them.
So Corksuckers
Yeah.
are up, and it's
I
probably
was
like the
scorekeeping
sixth
that.
inning.
Yeah, it
So
is
when I
6 to
started,
1.
Yeah, they
So
were
here's a
6
question.
to
If
1. I think there was one out in the top of the 6th.
Yeah.
So do you trim the game as is 6-1 and just go on, or what?
Yeah. I
Okay,
imagine
okay,
that's the
okay.
way it's going to go.
Yeah. Like, if Corksuckers wanted to be tough about it, then they could enforce a complete game loss there because they played 5, and
Yeah.
the button grind players just didn't want to play when the grass was wet, so 2 of them just walked off. The Corksuckers is nice
I
about
had to
it.
remind them that
To be
the
fair,
game
that was
still
the-
going
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That was the 9:30 game. Nobody wanted to be there at,
Yeah,
at that point.
I'm pretty sure that game didn't start until like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
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 Sacred Sword won in a forfeit over Jazz House.
So Sacred Sword got super fucking lucky. Not that they couldn't have won
damn it.
those games, but they got a forfeit win over Leafy, and then they got a forfeit win over Jazz House.
So they could have
and only ended up having to play one of the 3 games they were supposed to play.
And in the interim, they only lost to Chalmers by 4. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
pretty damn good
It's
day.
a solid day.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, 2-1, and you only played one game.
That's what happens when you have religious allegories in your name. You get
So
the,
Brew
by
Bars have
the
played-
grace of God.
So Brew Bars had played 3, Astrid played 3, Homies played 3, Seniors had 1.
Ashford had played 3 games with
Yeah.
8 players, and Sacred Sword cruised.
Sacred Sword, they've always been masters of strategy.
Yeah, that was 3D chess right there. Sacred
That was a
Sword.
great strategy.
That is a very good strategy.
They
The
plan
league,
to,
the
they
league
plan
caught
to
up
finish.
with them for a while,
That's
but
pretty good.
eh.
That's pretty good.
They planned to finish in the 6s and then beat the shit out of everybody so they could jump to a spot where they'd still be in the boot or in the playing games, but get faced up with the team that was most likely to forfeit.
Masterclass. All right.
Genius, man.
Yep.
It is.
Screamers 9, Reboot X 10.
I think this game went like 13 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Anyone see this game?
Tom's here.
No.
Is Tom here?
Anybody?
Good showing by Screamers, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was 9-9 after 9, and the teams held
How many
until the
innings did that
13th.
go? 13th.
13,
Wow.
yeah.
Holy crap.
Used a couple score sheets.
Screamers versus Sword would have been a great matchup to go to move on in the plate. That would have been a fantastic one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Good,
right.
good job, Reboot. And really good job, Screamers, man. That's one of their best showings of the year, if not the
Yeah,
best.
definitely.
Yeah.
Asteroid Head 10, Kicking Assets 11. How many innings did this one
10
go?
innings in this one.
Okay.
Where you saying we'll talk about?
This was a barn burner.
I was able to watch part of this game while I was
Sounds
reffing the other
like it.
game
They
where
were-
just pitches were being taken nonstop.
Yeah.
And it looked like it went extra innings, right?
Yep.
And Clint had a pretty tough drop in the 10th inning.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it went over all of them. It was, wow.
Yeah.
Their kickers, I mean, it wasn't like they even played 2 other games before. I mean, maybe it was their maybe it was the 2 people that just got off vacation from being relaxed or whatever, but that was really tough. I mean, it was like nail biting the entire time. Again, our team just kind of sucked it up, but also this is a really tough team to play. Like, they were a really good competitor.
Yeah.
So,
And they did have 10 people for this one, so 2.
Yeah, so
they got their extra couple.
Yeah.
kids.
So who were the 2? Do we know the 2 that showed up?
That's
Okay.
too much work right
I
now.
think, I think it was
totally get it.
Dalton. I think it was Dalton and Jason Barr showed up late.
Yeah, Barr's on this one, and
Yeah.
and Dalton's at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it was pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah, and we also thought we only had an hour to play because Alex told us that the lights go out at 11, so you only have an hour. So he goes, so take every pitch.
And everybody, I walked up and they were like, "This is manic." Everybody was just like, "Go, go, 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 go!" And I was like, "No, man, the lights go off at 11:45. You still got a while."
Yeah. Yep,
Well, it's good that they decided to actually just play fast as
Right.
quickly as possible.
So Clint was definitely the MVP for Asteroid Head. 5 for 5, 4 runs.
Third game of the day.
Yeah, but Jimmy for Kicking Assets, 5 for 5, 2 runs, and the winning RBI.
Nice. All right.
So kind of pulled it together there at the end.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
So before we move on from Asteroid Head, since their season's over really fast, they went 2-10, 2-11. They lost to Ladybird by 1. They lost to Free State by 1. They lost to Kicking Assets by 1, and they lost to Shirt Factory by 5 when playing with 8 people.
Put up 10 against
That's-
us too.
Put up 10 against you guys.
Yeah.
That's a damn good season.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were one good player from going from
No shit.
the play-in games to a 3 seed.
Like a
Like,
3.
just
Seriously.
by the way they played against us, that's why I was so high on them
Yeah.
all year because I see it, but yeah, just unable to put it together after that kind of.
True.
Yeah, that was quicker. That's true.
Yeah, it's tough to contain any other team when you're playing with 8, though. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Unless, there's like 8 Joels out there.
Ah.
All right. Repetition. 7. Free State. 10. Seth.
Man, a vintage Free State Growler performance in every way possible. We were so mad at each other all game long. We are not built for doubleheaders at all. We were up 9-0 and almost just absolutely collapsed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Joel. Yeah. We were yelling at each other while making catches in the outfield. It truly reminded me of when I was 22 or 23. It was great. Yeah. We don't put us in the same division as Repetition next year because we played them twice and it's been contentious both times. So, anyways, yeah, we're happy to be moving on.
2 wins, though, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You should have been yelling at each other more earlier in the day.
Oh, we were.
All right.
Share the story.
Nick Lerner's homies. 14. Woost. 24.
This game was sort of incomplete. Sort of. There's 2 outs in the 9th inning, and the lights went out.
All right.
So there you go. We'll never know.
Never know.
We'll never know.
Never know if
the 10th run rally
Yeah.
with 1 out.
Like
10
in
10-run,
2027
2-out
when you're picking games
That
and
could
it's like
have been.
homies versus Woost, you need to be like still holding a grudge about this one.
Jackie.
I was out of town, unfortunately, and did not get to play, and I kept texting me, like, how are we doing? And all I got sent was a video from Dave Owens on our team of my team dancing like motherfuckers, and then a picture of a cougar going, like, looking up at the sky and doing nothing. I'm like, okay, so we won, I think.
Picture's worth 1,000 words.
I was looking. I didn't put my arms like that, but okay.
So Jeff Haber, who ostensibly sucks, was 5 for 6, 3 runs, and unceremoniously stranded on first at the end of the game.
6 for 6.
He was not 6 for 6. That was the difference in the game.
Yep. That was 10 runs right there.
Yeah, that's kind of below average for the league.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Lucky Berry, 15. Goose, 7. Yeah.
Yeah. Katie, you want to play? Derek?
Lucky Berry's stringing it together, man. That's a few impressive results in a row.
Yeah.
The fates aligned, and we had to play Lucky Berry for the 3rd year in a row. Finally. We came out flat, so we'll see you next year. No, honestly, like we watched them play a little bit against good neighbors, and they played really well. Aside from some defensive errors that we thought that we'd be able to take advantage of, and they came out and just killed it. They played great on defense, great on offense, and we were flustered from the very first inning. So, kick ass.
Yeah, this has been 3 years in the making.
Actually playing in games in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was. I forgot how long the days are when you play in a tournament.
Yeah.
It was a new experience almost. I changed my lineup a little bit from the Geezers game, changed people around defensively and offensively, and it paid out in dividends. It was a fun game, and they played really well. I mean, their offense just never clicked. That was pretty much it. Their defense was more or less on point, though.
Wow. Yeah, not too bad. It was really just the 4th inning here. 8 batted around, scored 8 in the 4th.
Damn. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Katie. Thanks,
Derek,
Derek
thank you.
Davis. Pop-up machine. All right.
Fell out.
Speaking of foul outs, Jackpot 20, River City Matadors 12. I will say in the first game, Ryan Ward fouled out. Pulled a Ryan Ward and fouled out.
Oh, Ryan did invent that move, which is where you foul 3 times and then straighten it out on the last kick. So it was I guess, almost a Ryan Ward that turned into a foul out.
Yeah.
Which is not normally how it plays out. So
next time Ryan Ward is in town, he owes the team a 30-pack.
Did he foul out more than once?
Just once.
Okay.
Just once.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we played against River
Felt
City
like more than
Matadors. They actually played really well for the first, I'd say, 3 or 4 innings, and then our offense kind of woke up.
I was worried for you guys.
You were,
Few innings.
you were
Yeah,
up.
we were-
You scored 15 runs in the first 4 innings.
First 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they were up going into the bottom of the third.
But that was
Okay.
6.
That
So
was-
first few or.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But that was solid back and forth for the beginning of the game.
Yeah, definitely. They scored. I think they scored
yeah.
6 runs in the.
They did in the
top
third.
of the third.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And that was
they
kind of
did-
like a hey, wake up, jackpot.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's definitely when we woke up. So
Yeah, Simon told me he thought that like the top 5 here were about as good as any top 5 in the league.
for them,
Yeah.
yeah, they are very good. They're very solid. They bunt well. They put the ball into play, and they're very fast as well. So that definitely helps them out. But yeah, they're a good team. We moved on. That's about it.
Yep.
All right, John Denver 15, Poshwash 8. It was a pretty damn good game up until about the 8th inning.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This game was also affected by the sprinklers going off.
Yeah, sprinklers went off in probably the 6th inning for us. The sprinklers on 1 went off probably 5 minutes before the
Which
sprinklers.
was corksuckers,
Corksuckers,
and,
bump and grind.
Punt and grind, yeah.
So they had the sprinklers on for 3 or 4 minutes, and I was on the phone trying to get them turned off. And as I'm like on the phone walking around, I hear everybody screaming on my field, and I think the game's still going on. And I turn around and look, and the water's come on.
Yeah.
And everybody's running off the field. I'm like, shit. So I go and warn the other 2 fields on the inside, hey, sprinklers might come on. I don't know.
It was odd that like the other 2, I think it was 3 and 4, that they didn't come on at all. But
Right.
1 and 2 did.
Cosgrove is our hero. He came running over from
Yes.
field. He came from field 7 all the way to the inside, turned off the sprinklers, and made sure the other fields did not come on.
Yeah.
He got there in time that they weren't going to come on at all. But the game was really back and forth, and they had the lead. We had the lead. I believe that it switched twice. But it was a really fun game. And then they kicked a couple into the outfield, and I think the ball got wet, and it's harder. You guys know it's hard to deal with a wet ball, and they handled the wet balls better
Boy,
than
is
we
it
did.
ever. Aaron's evaluation of the game is that John Denver experience has lots of experience dealing with
Yes.
wet balls.
John Denver Avery has lots
When
of
did this
experience
turn into
handling
Cougar
wet
After Dark?
balls, obviously. But the biggest shout out of the game is probably to Sarah Rock. She had the best kick straight down the middle, went past Alexis at pitcher, went past my second baseman, my shortstop, and my center fielder had to run in and cover the ball. But it was a perfect, just straight past everybody kick, and she kicked in, I think, 2 or 3 people. And that's what started their rally to take over and end up beating us in the end.
Okay.
This is
Okay,
all my
thanks, Aaron.
fault. I should probably apologize. It's no coincidence that there were board members on YSC 1 and 2 and not 3 and 4. This was actually just an elaborate prank. Love you guys.
By the way, maybe Bryson should lend some gloves over to Poshwash. Come on, Bryson.
Avery was wearing a medical purple glove
Surgical
on one of
glove.
his
Yeah, that
hands.
was weird.
surgical
What was that
glove. Everybody on my team kept asking us if that was legal, and I'm like, yeah, there's cleat rules, but no uniform rules other than that.
Unless
So-
unless your gloves have cleats on them, you're okay.
Yeah, no metal cleats on your hands. That was really the only rule. So I just asked him, I was like, are you hurt or are you using it to get a better grip on the ball? He's like, no, I cut the fuck out of my finger. I almost lost my finger today. So he played with an injured finger.
Yeah. That was wild to see. Also,
Did anyone check his hand?
foreign substances?
Yeah.
I think his hand was corked. I don't know.
His hand had
I'm
stick on it.
skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
All
he put a
right.
glove over the stickum. I don't know why.
All right. Chalmers 5, Redlegs 4. I see Colin over here. Come on up. Talk about the game.
Hey, I don't think anybody thought this was going to be this close.
I didn't think
Am I
so.
wrong?
Yeah, no.
No.
I mean, a lot of us had Red Legs.
Either way, Chalmers still owns Red Legs.
2 games
Period.
combined, though, for Chalmers. They only won 13-8 total.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a pathetic showing, Colin. What do you got to say for yourself?
Can you care to
Put
expand
yourself,
on that?
man.
Yeah, explain
well-
yourself.
Well, first game, I learned not to slide on field 5. It's concrete, so
yeah.
it's rather rough.
Yeah. Do you still have both nipples, or?
Well, I'm missing like half my
Oh. Ooh.
and part our ass
Your
cheeks.
ass.
Yeah. So we came out slow that game, and then we also had like 2 people that were severely hungover that first game. So that didn't help us in the first game. And then the second game, they're like, "Oh, we're feeling better." We came out really pretty tight. We went, I think, 1, 2, 3 on them, or something close to that. And then, I mean, we just played pretty tight defense. It was just like we just had like 1 inning, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, they scored 3 of their 4 in the 8th and 9th.
Yeah.
So you guys are basically just get ahead, hold on.
Yeah.
So you guys already had you had it for the most part in the bag, and then they scored 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then shut it down, I think.
It's really tight though for a lot of the
then-
game. It was 1-0 going into the 6th.
Oh wow.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defensive battle.
Yeah. Not to, like, I don't know. We did place kick fairly well. We were able to get people on, I felt like, but it's just sometimes we just couldn't get them home. So it happens.
Word. Well, you won. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Colin.
Okay. Love Garden 8, Muddy Waters 16. It's an upset on paper, but for the most part, I don't really think this was an upset at all. I think these were 2 evenly matched teams.
We
and
were split
it just-
halvesies. I was actually kind of surprised by the
I'm surprised by the
differential.
score. Yeah, differential, definitely. But I'm not too surprised at Muddy Waters had won.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone see this game?
No.
I was watching it, and then I heard that Rats were beating. Not to skip ahead, but I heard that Rats were beating Kansas Tree Care late in the game, and I had to run over there.
You had to vamoose?
So yeah, up until that point, it was a lot closer.
Yeah,
as I remember.
Wait, who the Muddy Waters beat again?
They beat
Love Garden.
Love Garden.
No, it's not. It's Love Garen Swiss.
Squiss.
Love Garen Squiss.
Squiss?
Because no D in the game. I said that last week. And they allowed 16. So their reputation still precedes them.
I think you
I
did.
said this last
You
week.
did.
I did last week.
You
With
did
the
last
podcast.
week. It was
I did last
great.
week too.
I see your verbiage
I
joke and
forgot,
raise you a
yeah.
noun
Yeah.
joke.
It's
We
just-
should have all seen this coming because
Yeah.
squids can't swim in muddy water.
Yeah, the Love Garen Squiss. Yeah. Exactly.
That's so bad.
So this isn't about the game.
But I like it. What's up?
So this isn't really about the game, but any Muddy Waters people, if you're listening, we have your shit. I have a ball. This is kicking ass set. Come find me.
All right.
Yeah,
Basically, she's saying, "Come at me, bro." That's actually what she's saying.
I gotta say, I went to watch that game just assuming someone would get strangled by the 5th inning or so, either a ref or an opposing player or something. And it wasn't at that point, but there were. I mean,
Emotions were running high.
emotions were running high. There are a lot of teams that work the refs as much as well. I mean, Muddy Waters are pretty.
They both work the refs.
They do. They absolutely do. And so, and that's what I was. The game just kept. So many calls kept getting argued with, and it's a little exhausting. So yeah, that's why I had to. But it was a good game. I mean, talented, but
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Phil. Lawrence Shirt Factory, which is this week's sponsor. Yeah. From the same people that brought you Happy Shirt. It's Lawrence Shirt Factory. I cannot find their page. Hold on just a second. Give me a second, people.
It's actually pretty easy. If you type in Lawrence Shirt Factory in Google, the result will pop up.
Hold on. I have it now. It's the wrong app. Their phone number is 785-330-5831, lawrenceshirtfactory.com. If you want to email them, you can email them at sales@lawrenceshirtfactory.com. So, yeah, give them a call. They're good people. They do good work. All right, they had 17. Drop Stoppers had 6. That's about what I thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought pretty good by Drop Stoppers, putting
Yeah.
some runs up.
Yeah.
But they actually have some pretty good kickers on Drop Stoppers at the top of that lineup, especially.
Yeah, Drop Stopper's third baseman, Austin, is one of the best players in the league. I mean,
Yeah, he's really good.
he can shut down anybody.
He is Lou-like. He's not Lou, but he's Lou-like.
Okay. D-Holes, 3. Red Lion, 5. Wow. Yeah.
You know who works the refs? Chris Neverby works the refs.
only in playoffs.
First base, wait 5 seconds at least every ball. There's no reason to tell you that.
5 seconds every time from first base to make a call. That's what
5
they
to
said.
3. Damn.
Yeah. Bryson.
Was Bryson.
I'm not quite sure how much longer I'll live in this area and be able to play in the KVKL, but I honestly hope that no one ever thinks a 2 seed like the Holes had a chance to win a championship. I couldn't stop laughing. You saw that they were the half team that had a chance to win a championship.
Hey man, you were the one that wanted to bump them to number 4.
Yeah, because I wanted to play you guys and you play Lawrence Shirt Factory, man. That is abysmal.
All right, can we, Ben? Can you give us a quick rundown on how this happened?
It was really just defensive clinic. I think Leslie gave up 4 hits in the first 6 innings before we had a couple minor errors that led to some runs. And besides that, we just played strategic offense and were able to scratch together 5. I will say though, I didn't even think about it until the game was halfway over, and I was like, Amber hasn't been up yet. Where is Amber? Because she just killed us the first time we played. Like she was lasering the ball to short. She was responsible for runs and RKIs and lots of outs on defense, and she wasn't there. And I honestly think that might have made a big difference.
Cougar.
Yeah. Well, here's some words from
Amber. Were you getting a new tattoo, or what was happening?
Oh, she was on a trip.
Okay.
Well, that's okay.
So here's some notes from Alex Hammond from the D-Holes. Todd played lights out at third. Todd didn't have one of his hero throws leading to an overthrow of run scoring. We did not throw back pitches from Leslie enough. We actually had the ability to pull even or ahead in the 8/9th, but couldn't make our kicks count well enough. We did not attack their bunt line shift at all. We should have been attacking the shortstop when Vaughn shifted up. So there.
I concur.
Yeah. Let's see.
So two seasons in a row, Lion has knocked D-Holes out?
Yeah, after losing to them in the regular season.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the key is D-Holes. Let Lion win in the regular season.
I think that might be right.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't want to get Lion on that revenge tour. You don't want to let us anything you can do to keep us from being seeded 9th or 10th, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm pretty sure you guys had this one circled, like when the schedule came out, right? Or the tournament bracket came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Both of our games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked you guys wrong both times.
I like the petty.
Yeah. And I will continue to pick against you.
All right. Kansas Tree Care, 11. Rats, 6. A lot closer than it should have been.
Rats
right?
were up. Rats were up 5,
right?
Yeah. 5-3 or something like that.
Yeah, they scored 5 in the second. Very unusual for KTC to give up that many runs in an inning.
Katie.
I have one comment. I refed like 3 or 4 innings, and I don't know if it was a second inning or a third inning that the Rats scored like 4 or 5. But I had never had more fun reffing third listening to Noah McKee bitch to his entire team about, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we doing our regular defense? Why are we doing this? It was totally entertaining and definitely got his team fired up for sure. And they went back to their regular defense after that. I think it was just normal, fly through after that. But no, it was definitely an interesting and exciting game those first couple innings for sure.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that Noah's normally a really nice guy.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I reffed the entire game at first, so I had a different perspective. Noah was the first time he got on base was because sadly their KTC's first baseman got hurt, but he made it to 1, and then they pinched him in. They took him out, and Noah was the out, and that was the first time he got on first base, and he was like, "I don't deserve to be here." But Rats played really well, and they had the game pretty much in their control, and I think they started deviating from their game plan. Yeah, when they were like their top of the order would bun, kick away, move people around. They were doing good, and I think they got a little
greedy.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. And there was some no outs, unnecessary deep kicks that didn't need to be there. Like fast people could have been on one and just
and
and
when
then
you're trying to pull
KTC
off an upset like that, the more disciplined you are, it helps. But
the exact same thing happened when we beat them, and they were doing really well up to a point.
And KTC finally tightened up just a little bit, and then they got that 3-run lead at like the 7th inning, and then it just was kind of downhill for the Rats from there. Big shout out to Alex. I don't know the name of the player on the Rats. He had a crushingly deep, big kick center field, and Alex McKee tried his best to track it down. He made a pretty impressive diving catch for it, but he just came a little short. But it was a damn
so
good
did
game to
anyone
watch.
hit the fence or get close on that field? 'Cause I know it's at YSC 7.
I think Lou had a over the fence triple. I think 1 and 2 was loaded up, and it damn near went all the way. That was
I always
kind of
wonder, like when the better teams play on these kind of smaller fields, like those ones that are out.
Yeah,
outside of the main complex.
Everybody had it wasn't a direct win in, but it was just a slight kind of left to right wind pushing in just a little bit. But at that particular time of the evening, it would die down quite a bit. And I think it was like the second inning. Luke came up and just crushed
those
on
fields are like what, 190?
175 on the corners, 200 in the center.
Yeah,
so
it's
definitely doable with some big legs and wind favored him. But
it's kind of fun to see like how teams are affected by because there's no warning track or anything like that. It's just straight fence.
Well, I mean, KTC plays fairly short on their infield, and like I said, it was just a really good kick. And I think if McKee was 10 feet back, he would definitely track it down. But
All right. Thanks, Eric.
The fence is your warning. That's just a smack in the face.
Yeah. Geezers, 18. Ladybird, 16. Stacy, do you want to come talk?
It's her option. It's fine. She defers. She's Belichick.
I have a
Labor got robbed.
I
What are you talking
have
about?
a few
No,
things
you
to say.
didn't.
First
No.
I said in the Facebook post about the score afterwards. That team has a bright future.
Yep, I agree.
I don't think the game should have been that close. I think there was a questionable call that got made that opened up the game for them. But the fact of the matter is, they capitalized on every opportunity we gave them.
Was that in the 7th?
It was in the 3rd or something. They scored like 4 runs with 2 outs. I think. They
You
scored.
thought
It was an awful call. Don't even get me started.
Like I said, I know.
Worst call I've actually ever seen.
I was driving
but-
home. I didn't have the angle, so.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It was the worst call I've ever seen. David Owens, best ref I've ever seen.
could have been the
Stopped reffing for 1 inning, and the worst call I've ever seen got made. But it was a really good game. I mean, that team took advantage of every opportunity we gave them. The first one being the fact that Ian, our third baseman, was gone. They bunted all over us and did a fantastic job there. However, I think it was a massive choke job by my team as well. I was very disappointed. I mean, you saw
There's a couple drops in the outfield.
We were losing at one point.
You were, you were. They were down 13-11.
And it was like...
Answer honestly, if you would have lost, would you have been here?
Yeah, I definitely would have been here.
All right.
I'm not going to back down. I mean, we wouldn't have lost, though, because, I mean, it is what it is. But they also did a fantastic job of removing me from the game. Like, I couldn't do shit. Like, they shifted their team every single time I kicked, so I couldn't do anything. They kicked the ball to me one time all game. Like, I didn't get to do anything. It was kind of boring.
Should have kicked it to you more.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I was going to say that the defense will questionable. You said your usual third baseman wasn't there, so a couple of errors by throwing your third baseman there. A couple of draws, once by your left fielder, once by your center fielder, maybe a couple of times, and that really opened up for Ladybird to take advantage of those errors.
And like I said, they took an amazing job of taking advantage.
Yeah.
That team has a really bright future. I mean,
They do.
I think I said earlier in the season they play too many people. And I don't know if they'd rather keep playing that many people than win, but that team has a bright
less
future.
people there. It's only like 12 or something like that. Yeah,
that was a good game.
Yeah, 17. Less than that. So.
That's too many.
That's still too many.
Yeah.
So.
No. Go ahead.
We don't kick people off. So
You only played
they're welcome
14
to
in
stay
the
for as
game.
long as they can.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it was a great game. We hung in there. We never got down.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. And I have to say, in our game against the Ghosts, Luke, our center fielder, had 3 ground rule triples.
Ooh.
Yeah. That wasn't in the notes, but
Is that why they warned him? Because he's that dangerous?
You said Luke.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Sorry.
I was sorry. Luke plays
Josh,
first base.
yeah.
Wait a minute, so.
Luke kicked really well too, but no, Josh
Yeah.
kicked the 3 ground rule triples.
And Luke's awesome, but he got warned, it sounded like.
Yeah, well, their pitcher was mouthing off, and Luke was mouthing off to the pitcher.
And I heard something when Luke said that to give him a warning.
Yeah, he's a little hothead. And
So he's the latest of. He's the latest of many to receive a warning from Cougar.
Yeah. Well, no, he deserved it. He totally deserved it.
Yeah,
so.
I looked at your score sheets today too, and I got to give a shout out to former growler Aaron Groney. Over 2 games, he scored 9 runs. That's more than some teams scored all day.
Oh, and I have to give a shout out to Max. Max, my middle one, he was amazing. Like, yeah, he kept us in the game like twice.
He did good. Yeah, I saw him. He did good. He did
yeah.
good. Yeah. Thanks, Stacy.
Okay, now that we got those done, I think we have time for like one discussion question, right?
All right, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to interject quickly. During this tournament, we played 36 kickball games. in the course
Just went through
of
36 of them.
from 3:30 until midnight.
11:45. Yeah.
People were still at the games. I didn't get home until nearly 1. So the
Damn.
people who come out and volunteer to do things,
Yeah.
one, you're volunteering. I appreciate the fact that you're volunteering, but if you're going to volunteer to do something, please take it seriously. If you're reffing a base, you should be paying the same amount of attention as you are scorekeeping. If you're volunteering, stepping in for someone while I go to the bathroom, please don't be standing on the fence. Please be paying attention to the game. This is a tournament. Even the 32nd place team deserves a good ref.
Yep.
The first place team, the 1 seeds and the 5 seeds and the 25 seeds should all be given the same amount of respect.
Except for Jackpot.
Amen. It's a shame we have to go through this every time. But some people just don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, we actually need some volunteers for this week, too.
Yes, which game? Or games?
Yeah, so whatever game Leafy would have been reffing, if we can get a couple refs to sub for them, so they don't have to come, they don't have to send 2 people out just to ref a game, and then
Which game would that?
I believe that's 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock
Yeah,
YC3. 8 o'clock YC3.
Okay.
So yeah, 8 o'clock. So you could just lounge around or whatever if you got knocked out last week and just want to come hang out and
And
watch.
that's gonna be a good game. I
Yeah.
mean, that's gonna be a fun
Yeah.
game to watch.
Top
so you
20
might as
game.
well ref it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what about what is it?
Bun
Bun grinding
Corksuckers.
corksuckers?
Yes,
Have
and then we need a primary import is that game because we don't have any refs for that. Like Leafy could send a couple people out, but we don't have anybody to ref the rest of that button grind game, and that's going to be short. It'll be like a half hour. They only need to play a few innings.
Yeah. So, where have they already decided on a?
We're working on the field. I think it's going to be YSC 2.
Okay.
And probably about 4 o'clock.
Okay.
We'll post it online when we confirm it.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So, with the discussion question that I have, or at least Seth suggested this one,
it's a
is
good one. It's a good
what
one.
was the biggest upset of the year, regular season or playoffs? Seth?
Yeah, I think there's probably 2. In my mind, at least, got to go all the way back to week 1, Lady Bird over Muddy Waters. In retrospect, obviously personnel, blah blah blah, but they won the game. Lady Bird beating Muddy Waters in week 1 set the tone for the entire season and kind of threw the entire rank play thing for a shit, where Muddy Waters drops down to a 3 and sweeps through it. And then the other one was Woos over Rats. Nobody saw that one coming. Nobody saw that one coming, and then on a rematch, Rats handled their business. So that was a huge upset as well.
Yeah.
Coog?
I'll give you one for the regular season. Week 1, Drop Stoppers upset Corksuckers 7-4.
Okay.
I don't think nobody saw that coming, maybe except for Drop Stoppers.
Yeah, that changed the complexion of the rankings too. Yeah.
Still to this day, it still changes the complexion of the tournament as well.
Drop Stoppers kind of validated that though with their win over
They did,
Assets.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But even at times like God, it's like they beat
Yeah, all of
Corksuckers,
us saying
what?
that like Jazz House should have jumped them, and and so on and so forth. I don't know if they've listened to us.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I think the
outside of T, but yeah, they really proved it.
The quote from last week by myself was team ranked 18 or above, least likely to survive the first weekend was Drop Stoppers, and then they won their first game. So, so fuck me. Sorry, Drop Stoppers.
Ben?
Well, since Seth won't brag about himself, I got to say it's the Free State victory over Poshwash.
That was going to be mine.
Oh, I didn't even think about that when I proposed this question at all.
No, not at all.
Never came to mind.
No, not.
Final score
You weren't
11-5.
posturing at all.
11-5, yeah. Final score 11-5.
Phil, do you have one?
Yeah, I'd have to say probably Rockets versus Liberty Hall. I mean, they just destroyed those guys, and a lot of people said they couldn't. And I know they're looking to do it again very soon, as soon as next Sunday. I mean, that, just like
as soon as next Sunday.
Yeah. As I understand, there will be a repeat of in every way.
A repeat upset?
Did Liberty Hall beat you?
No, they didn't.
Did Liberty Hall beat?
No, you beat Liberty Hall. What are you talking
Liberty
about?
Hall
Yeah.
was an upset.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was being facetious.
Yeah, Rockets were having a rough season, like.
So was Liberty Hall.
it was still amazing.
Ruining his points, Cougar.
It was amazing, and people would come up to me all the time wanting to know what happened.
They don't ask about the championship game last year ever. They just kind of ask
Right.
about that.
Yeah,
Rockets
that's old
Liberty Hall
news.
game.
That's,
I like it when Cougar tries to do literal deep dives on sarcastic comments.
He's like, back in 2006 at Water Tower Park. Blah, blah, blah.
Best upset ever, yeah. We were there against, what was it? Papaquinos.
Papaquinos.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Seth.
God, I could talk about that game for hours too if you guys
Good.
would.
You and Ryan Ward, yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like, me,
getting Ryan
Steve,
Ward to talk
blah,
about.
blah,
Oh,
Yeah.
just getting Ryan Ward to talk.
I'll tell you what, man. If by grace of God you guys win the boot and CJ wins the cup, then you guys can just have a podcast where you reminisce for about 3 hours before he takes off.
If
When?
yeah.
You wouldn't want me to curse you or anything. Oh, I guess it's not Cougar saying it. So.
Oh, jeez. Here we go again. Gosh damn.
All right. So the second question, I came up with this one. Are you changing any of your Cougar After Dark picks? Since 4 of the 5 of us were on Cougar After Dark.
I'm going to have Muddy Waters going to the Final Four. I don't think I had that in Cougar After Dark, but Chalmers was not super impressive last week, and Muddy Waters absolutely was.
Cool.
I'm not changing any of my champions, but that's the one pick that I'm going to change.
Cool. Let's look there. Oh, that's right. I have Muddy Waters in the Final Four, so nope, I need to change it. I'm good.
Cougar curse.
Whatever.
Ben.
If I could go back, I would pick Lion over D-Holes.
That's about it.
No. I think I'm with Seth because I had Love Garden over Muddy, but just based on the results this weekend, we hadn't seen Muddy play a top-tier team since they played Jackpot.
Yeah.
And that game wasn't wasn't close, but it
9-2.
also wasn't out of hand. Yeah.
No. And they were missing Isaac as well.
Yeah, and they obviously kind of had their way with Love Garden a little bit in this one. So obviously different game, different team. I think Love Garden matches up worse against Muddy than Chalmers does.
We'll go into that a little bit more when we talk about the next round's games.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if I was going to change anything, I think it would probably be Muddy.
Okay. All right, so we'll go to the quarterfinals of the plate. Actually, no, wait. We'll go to the semifinals of the boot. So, and we'll go through the 2 games there, which will be the Rockets versus Liberty Hall. Ben.
Yeah, I got to give it to Phil. I really thought they were going to win that Brew Ballers game after they evened it up. And I left from reffing, and I think they missed my mojo, and that's why they lost. So I'll be sure to watch this one. You guys will pull it out.
Yeah. Phil, I have a question for you.
Oh yeah.
Will the boot be there? the foot.
The foot. Well, that was kind of specific to our team last year, and I don't know if I can.
You're going to have a new gimmick.
Maybe more feet. Maybe if I can find some more feet.
More feet.
It's kind of a Cinderella type situation, though, right? The foot is going to slip into the boot, right? You're gonna
Yeah,
win.
you're right about that. Oh, okay. I'll think about this, guys.
Or you just put a bottle rocket in a foot.
I have a lot of ball rockets.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, I mean I don't. They're not legal in Kansas. I don't have any. I don't even. What's a bottle rocket?
Yeah. I also bring back the M. Bison in uniform there from last year, there, Phil.
My dictator uniform.
Yeah, you look like M. Bison from Street Fighter. Yeah.
I still got it, obviously.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm taking Rockets because I'm looking forward to these things called bottle rockets.
Yeah, I hear they're great.
Yeah. Cougar.
I had this matchup there in the semifinals between Rockets and Liberty Hall. And yeah, for somehow it's not an upset. No, Rockets are going to win.
Okay. Seth.
Yeah, Rockets.
Yeah, there's a reason we're called the Sleeping Giant of KVKL.
Literally nobody has ever called you that.
Our captain calls it. Matt Wilson, great captain. That's how he refers to us. Seriously, I don't know why he'd lie.
I know, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I know that.
Wake up for the last few.
Right. Sleep. Emphasis on sleeping. But,
yeah. You just never wake up.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah. All right.
And you'll know it, by God.
All right. So, moving on to the plate, I'm just going to announce basically the pod, and then you guys pick the next 2 games. So, it's going to be Johnny's Tavern.
We can just quickly mention that Grandstand's getting a bye to the final. There is no second boot game.
Yeah.
No.
Everything's coming up. Everything's coming up grandstand this year.
Yeah.
Everything's coming up grandstand.
Back to the boot finals since 2 years
CJ,
ago.
because grandstand beat Leafy Greens on a forfeit to go to the ship.
Oh my God. Yeah. 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 We're good.
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about that
No.
game?
No.
Okay. Johnny's Tavern versus To Be Determined, which is either going to be Button Grind or Corksuckers, and then Sacred Sword versus Reboot X. Ben.
I think I would probably take Johnny's over Button Grind or Corksuckers.
Yeah.
But it looks like Corksuckers may pull this out, and if that's the case, I think it could be a decently
just a
close.
reminder for those at home, Corksuckers are up, I think, 6-1 in the top of the sixth.
Yeah, and I think Button Grind has the ability to come back, but I think no matter who it is, I would probably take Johnny's. I think their offense might just be a little much for either team.
Yeah.
On the bottom half, Sacred Sword might be well rested after only having to play one short game. But I actually think Reboot may gain some confidence after that long win against Screamers, and I expect them to be ready to play, so I'll take Reboot.
All right, Coop.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
going
do you want us to keep potting out after and pick the
Yeah.
order
Yeah.
too?
Pick the next
Okay.
two since you already picked.
Well, I think I've kind of been hedging towards, Johnny's or Jazz House or Matadors, whichever one of those three came out of this section. I think I was going to take them, and since it's I have Johnny's and Reboot now, I'll take Johnny's.
Okay.
Yep.
Coop.
As far as Johnny's versus either B&G or Corksuckers, just
Biscuits
like
and gravy?
What's that? Biscuits and gravy? I love biscuits and gravy. I'm still taking Johnny's, on my bracket, so it'll be too strong for either Corksuckers or Button Grind. Sacred Sword, Reboot X. No, I think Sacred Sword will be rusty, playing only one game, not well rested, so I'll go Reboot X from there. And then Johnny's Tavern, Reboot X. Is Tom here? I love you, Tom. You're going to lose to Johnny's. Sorry.
All right. I have Johnny's versus most likely Corksuckers, so I'm going to take Johnny's on that one, and then Sacred Sword versus Reboot. I'm going to take Sacred Sword for no real reason, but yeah. And then I got X Sword. Yep. S word. I got Johnny's Tavern versus Sword, so I just think that Johnny's has a better offense than Sacred Sword right now, so going Johnny's Tavern. Seth.
Yeah, Johnny's versus Corksuckers. I thought Corksuckers were a great matchup for Poshwash, and they showed that. I think they're a really bad matchup for Johnny's. I think Johnny's is going to beat them. Reboot versus Sword. Reboot's a better team than them. And then Johnny's versus Reboot. I think the plate at this point, if Johnny's went to the left, is Johnny's to lose. So
Okay. Yeah. Phil.
I don't have much to add. I think it's going to be Johnny's versus Reboot towards the end, and I haven't watched enough teams this year to know. I shouldn't say
pick one or the other.
I would love to predict one, but you know what? I'm not too big of a man to admit. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Flip a coin, man.
Did everybody else take Johnny's?
Flip a coin, man.
Both teams
Take
have,
Reboot. Take Reboot.
Take Reboot.
both
You want
teams have
Reboot.
some
Take
really good dynamic kind of like just good shit going on this year. So
Take Reboot, because if you don't, we're all going to screw Johnny's by picking them.
Reboot.
There you go.
All right. All right.
Oh, wow.
This is so great. All right. The second half. Kicking Assets versus Free State. Woost versus Lucky Berry. We'll go back to Phil.
Let's see. I got Free State here. I don't know why. They're just mean and scary, especially.
Sort of they yell at each other.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're going to come together to make that happen. As far as Lucky Berry Woost, I think Lucky Berry's got it.
Okay. Coog.
We forgot to ask Phil who wins between Free State
Who wins
and Lucky
between
Berry.
Free State and then Lucky Berry?
Free State or Lucky Berry there, Phil?
I'm going to say Lucky Berry.
Okay.
Wait, no, wait. No, I meant to say Free State.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I did.
Final
yeah.
answer?
No, I think just a little more cohesiveness, a little more experience together, I think is going to count right here.
You sure? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wait, no. Just kidding.
Kicking assets or Free State. I know kicking assets are on their quest to defend, the plate. Although no one has ever successfully defended the plate, so sorry, kicking assets, that's not going to happen. So I'll be going Free State. Woost versus Lucky Berry. Derek, I love you. It's Woost. Don't you want me? It's it's Woost. So, all right. Free State versus Woost. Oh boy. No, I said Free State on my bracket here. Now I'm gonna stick with Free State here. There it goes. I love you, Seth. I'll keep with you. So, yeah.
Okay. I got Free State over Kicking Assets. And then I will take Woost over Lucky Berry. And then Free State versus Lucky Berry, I'm going to take Free State. So Free State goes into the finals. Ben.
Yeah. I don't know. Am I going to be the only one to pick Kicking Assets here? It's
Homer.
8 seeds between the two. You guys are all picking an 8-seed upset. All right, so Seth.
Oh God damn it! I'm gonna lose more bets.
You just said last week that you make all these bets with me, and all you're doing is losing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a chance to win back here. So you want to double or nothing on that 12-pack?
Oh boy.
Sure.
All right.
So 24-pack or nothing.
Yeah, 24 or nothing. I'll take Kicking Assets. Then I'll take. I think I'm going to pick Lucky Bear to reach up and beat the Woost.
Okay.
And then I'll take Kicking Assets to beat Lucky Berry.
Jackie, yell at him.
Well, no, I wasn't sure if when we're allowed to join in this second round of things.
Anytime you want.
All right, well, I'm here. I'm drinking wine at the Jazz House, which is pretty effing crazy.
Did you guys bring that bottle? Or did
No, we got $5 off and bought a bottle of red wine because that's what former Sacred Sword players do. So here's my question, actually, is, Derek, has anyone on your team actually ever eaten at Lucky Berry? How many times have you eaten at the Roost?
Derek says he has.
How many times have you eaten at the Roost? Yeah, we win because our restaurant rules. It's hard. Support local restaurants, and we'll see what happens with Free State and the Woost.
It's hard to get into the
I'm going to
Roost.
throw some goddamn music down that's going to make your team so motherfucking angry. It's going to be naked, shirtless men running around, and Emily's going to be the only voice of reason on your team.
We have
let's
the
do it.
worst
There's
music
gonna be
in the
so
league.
much butt
Trust
rock.
me. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Now it's going to be Woost and
It's gonna
Free
be
State
what,
brought to
CJ?
you by
It's gonna be so much
Rammstein.
butt rock.
I will bring the butt rock. I will spin the butt rock, and then we will shit the butt rock and win.
Yeah.
By the way,
Right.
what's that?
Seth, of course.
Yeah, you guys are all fucking insane to pick Free State over Kicking Assets. Kicking Assets is a really good team, like Ben said. They're 8 seeds higher than us. This was a nightmare.
Oh, now you're going
No,
into your show
I'm just saying.
here.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
This is a disaster of a matchup for us. Like Drop Stoppers, we would have had. Asteroid Head, we would have had. I'm super worried
I
about
can't
Kicking
deviate
Assets.
from my brackets. I
Yeah,
can't
well,
deviate now.
don't
I'm
be too
bailing
down on
out.
it. Yeah, it's not crazy. I played both of you guys,
So
and
when you go to changing your picks, you're changing your pick now. and
I'm
you
not
didn't say
changing it.
that?
I have Free State written down. Obviously, I'm just saying. You guys.
we're crazy. He's got something to pick for here.
You guys are all idiots because Kicking Assets is definitely the favorite. That team is super athletic.
Yeah,
I truly don't understand how they lost. To
I'm not
Drop
deviating from the
Stoppers.
bracket. I said Free State. I know it's drop stoppers are right, but I'm not
Maybe you
deviating.
should talk to the drop stoppers and figure out their game plan. So you
I
guys
know how they beat Kicking Assets, and we're gonna do the same thing.
Okay, truth coming out now.
Marisa, you better change your game plan.
Here we go.
That's it. I'm switching fielding assignments and reffing this game.
If you will eject a pitcher in the playoffs, then show me what you're gonna do.
I played them both, and I think this could be a pretty evenly matched game, actually.
Kicking Assets is an awesome team, and they won this exact side
they're
of the bracket as a 29 seed last year.
They're
Like,
defending the plate.
Yeah.
You got to go through them.
Yeah, granted they're 14 seeds better, and I don't know how they ended up on this side of the bracket.
Wait a second. Wasn't this side of the semifinals of the plate that Kicking Assets, then Double Meat, killed Button Grind, which was then Word Like Pitches by like 25 runs?
It was a massacre.
Yeah,
Oh God.
I don't understand how they played 2 close games last week.
Chabe might have had like 3 home runs in that game. I can't remember, but they were just killing the ball.
Woost versus Lucky Berry. I got Woost just because I want to play them again because they beat us by 1, and we owe them 1. Yeah, we owe you guys 1.
You only beat Lucky Berry by 1 also.
Yeah.
Wins a
Wins-
win.
Wins versus losses. I'm not here to avenge wins. I'm here to avenge losses. So
That's
we
right.
gotta
That's
do
the way
that
to
on
be, man.
Makes a good point.
And then the next round. Seth, next round.
Which one? The Twain? Or what?
Yeah. So either kicking assets and free state. Oh, you already got it?
Yeah, Free State versus Woost.
All right.
Free State winning. Yeah.
Moving on to the Twain. I'll announce the pod. You guys make your picks after that. River City Matadores versus Poshwash, and then Red Legs versus Love Garden. I'm going to go... Fuck. I'm going to go River City Matadores in this one. I think their offense can keep them in the game. Yeah, YSC 5, short fields. They got a lot of power too, so yeah. I'm going River City Matadores. And then I am going... Love Garden. Going Love Garden. They should cruise in this one. And then River City versus Love Garden. Love Garden's going to cruise in that one as well. Ben.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm a little torn here. I'm going to go with Poshwash. I mean, they were in the finals of the Twain last year.
Yep.
And this is right about the time they turn it on. And Matadors looked really good in their games last week and the weeks leading up to it. I just feel like this is Poshwash's place and time. Then I've got Love Garden over Red Legs, just because Red Legs hasn't beaten anybody of Love Garden's caliber. And then Love Garden has to be the heavy favorite here, right? So I'll go with them.
Okay. Who should go next? To me? Fine, it's me. RC Mats versus Poshwash. My bracket had Poshwash. Boy, I think against Matadores, it's going to be tough. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going with Poshwash to beat RC Mats. And then, Red Legs versus Love Garen Squiss. Oh, it's you guys again. It's Red Legs. It is Red Legs, so my faith in Red Legs is actually just a tiny bit less than Love Garen Squiss in their defense. So I think Love Garen will play a little bit more D. Maybe they own one D in their name, and they'll win by one. Probably like 21-20, whatever. Just like against Geezer Neighbors. So
Are you saying Love Garen or
Love Garen? Love Garen Squiss.
Love Garen
No
Squiss.
D.
No D. Okay.
Love Garen Squiss.
I caught it earlier. I just wasn't making sure.
Exactly.
I think since they got the upset, we should come up with a new name for them. Like this isn't. It's Legs versus Beached Squiss.
Squiss, exactly. And in the semifinals, Poshwash, Love Garen Squiss. I don't know why. Sorry, I'm gonna go the Squiss. Fine. Seth.
Yeah, I've got Matadores over Poshwash. I'm just not very impressed by Poshwash's performance last week. And then
Taking those boos hard, man. Ignore them. What the fuck do they know?
You beat Corksuckers by 1. That's not that impressive. And then Love Garden versus Red Legs. Red Legs can't score more than 5 runs, so Love Garden's going to beat them because they score like 20 runs.
They will
against
That's true. Well, if Red Legs is going to score more than 5 runs,
defense.
it's going to be against Love Garden.
It's because Love Garden they might actually
let's
triple
just say Red Legs hasn't scored more than 5 runs in a long time.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. But the average against Love Garden is 10,
Pretty
isn't
high.
it?
Yeah.
Right about 10.
Either way, it's going to be Love Garden.
That.
Love Garden versus Mats, and Love Garden. I mean, if Love Garden doesn't win the Twain, that's a gigantic upset.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
Phil.
Actually, no, I disagree. Just because D-Holes is on the other side.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll admit I haven't seen a lot of Poshwash play this year. I've seen River City Matadors play a few times, and I just feel like they're getting better and better going into playoffs and in playoffs. Just a lot of power, and as long as Santos swings for the fences instead of bunts, I think they got it. I don't know if you're listening to this, Paul, but you might want to. You got a leg, man. Use it. So I'm putting Matadors over there with Love Garden over Red Legs, and I think Love Garden's going to take that.
Fair picks. All right.
I haven't seen you play yet.
Let's roll on to the next one. We got 18 drop stoppers against 7 D-holes, and then 14 rats against 11 ladybird. Phil, why don't you start again?
Oh yeah. This, Ladybird's been playing great this year, and Rats, I love the fact that they are coming up because I always respected them as a team, and it seems like They were faltering for a few years, and now they're back again. I think Lady Bird's got more momentum this year, so I'm going to pick them. Definitely going to pick D-Holes for the other spot and pick D-Holes to win that.
Yeah, exact same thing over here. D-Holes, they're just... I don't know how they lost to Red Lion. I don't know how they only scored 3 runs in a game. That team is a lot better than that, but they'll go to the championship of the Twain. Lady Bird maybe 1 year away from doing that same thing.
Go ahead, kid. It's Drop Stoppers, really good season, really good upset win over Kicking Assets. The dream is dead. D-Holes, they're going to win handily.
The dream is dead.
The dream is dead. The dream is dead. Yes, says Cougar. Dream is dead. Rats versus Lady Bird. In my bracket here, I have Rats over Lady Bird. I'm not going to deviate with that. Stacy, if you're listening, I love you. You're not listening, that's fine. You're going to lose, Stacy. Make sure you're listening to me. I don't always say that's not true.
We haven't been giving Cougar
All right,
alcohol today. This is all just
this is
pure Cougar.
This is just out of spite.
Yeah.
So Rats the upset over Lady Bird. Yeah, I know. Love you, Stacy. Beat them all, you say, Aaron? Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. D-Holes, I just don't think the Drop Stoppers can hang with them, so going D-Holes on that first one. Man. I don't know. I think that Lady Bird can put up some runs, so I'm going to go with them. I think they got a very athletic defense that can hang with the Rats, so going Lady Bird. And then the next game, D-Holes and Lady Bird. One of those kind of classic games where you have youth and speed versus kind of experience and just being able to put the ball where they want.
Yeah, it's also a rematch game.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to go Lady Bird on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to do this. D-Holes in the semifinals.
I think that'd be a pretty big upset.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
But I think that Lady Bird has enough to hang with them, especially in a playoff game like this.
I'm going to go Drop Stoppers and D-Holes. I'm going to have to take the D-Holes. They're such a good team.
Yeah.
And I really think this is actually a pretty impressive showing by Drop Stoppers to get to this spot.
Yeah, definitely.
So their reward for getting the upset in the first round is having to play Shirt Factory and D-Holes.
Kind of another indictment of D-Holes that they can't even lose right. They won the one game and then they get their ass kicked.
Yeah, this is the makings of an Alanis Morissette song. They won the lottery then died the next day, basically.
They won 3 games, but they were the 3 wrong games this year.
Again with the not losing properly. And then I'm going to take the Rats just on the weird gamblers thing. I think Lady Bird will probably I think they can beat the Rats, and I think if they played 10 times, I think Lady Bird probably wins 6 or 7 of those times. But I think Lady Bird wanted hardware of some sort, and I think they're probably looking ahead, not expecting to have seen D-Holes in the other spot. And I think they might be looking ahead, worrying about that game, and let it get away from them. So I think the Rats will take it.
The classic trap game.
Trap game, yeah. And so then I'll take the D-Holes over the Rats by 6 or 7.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the Cup.
Yep.
All right. So we got Jackpot versus John Denver, and then Chalmers versus Muddy Waters. Phil.
Nobody's picking John Denver, right?
Nope.
No. Yeah, what you got to keep in mind is that this is the same team that won the championship last year, minus me. It's all.
No. We added Sarah Riley.
Yeah, they got Riley.
Plus Sarah Riley.
Yeah.
So neutral.
Well, I'm not saying that.
CJ said added Sarah. I heard stole
that's
Sarah
not
Riley.
that's
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
I mean, that's what you can think. But
shit rolls downhill, though, because it's funny. You stole Sarah from me. I stole Leslie from Seth. It all worked out, man.
We're doing the emergency podcast free agency edition. CJ's flying back the day before once we get all the rosters finalized.
You know what we should do is a week before the season, we should have an auction podcast where people just bid on players from other teams.
45.
Okay, but I'm just saying this is a well-oiled machine that is just killing it. Just has been doing their thing consistently. and I think they got the cohesiveness. And I am worried, of course, because John Denver is a ferocious team, but I know I'm very confident they can do it.
Seth.
Yeah, I think the disparity between.
Oh, wait.
You have to pick the other teams.
Got to pick the next two.
The next one between.
I apologize.
Yeah, pick the pod.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got Muddy Waters, Chalmerses.
Yeah.
I just want to say a thing because I ref the Muddy Waters Matadors game, and you guys on the other week were talking about, oh, no one's here to talk about that. Muddy Waters is like, they have a lot of offensive power, especially at the start of their lineup. Chalmerses is more of just like, they do too, but they're a more even team consistently throughout their lineup. If Chalmerses do what Matadors did, which is put a bunt blocker in or somehow do something to stop the bunt, they can get a big advantage. I was really impressed with how the Matadors were way down after 2 innings, put a bunt blocker in, between pitcher and first base line, and really shut it down. And they didn't even grab a lot of bunts. Just Muddy Waters just changed their whole kicking strategy, started putting it into the outfield. And so, I think if Chalmers is smart, which they are a very smart team, they can pull this off. I would probably put my money on Muddy, but Chalmers does definitely have a good chance.
Okay. And then the next game. Jackpot versus Chalmers, you would have.
Jackpot.
There you go.
Seth.
Yeah, I think that D-Hole's loss kind of shows that the top of the twos isn't close enough to the bottom of the ones. Jackpot is probably going to beat John Denver by about 10. And then I got Muddy Waters versus Chalmers. I had this, before the clerical error, I had Muddy Waters versus Chalmers last week, and I had Muddy winning that one, so I'm going to stick with that. And then Jackpot going to their third straight finals, right? Third straight?
It would be 3, yeah.
3, yep.
Coog.
Jackpot versus John Denver. 2013 upset will not happen again, so I'm going to Jackpot. Chalmers versus Muddy Waters in my bracket. I had Muddy Waters, so sorry, Colin, love you, former homie. I'm going to go with Muddy Waters. Jackpot versus Muddy Waters. Jackpot! So, yeah.
Ben. John Denver is a really good team. Their wins haven't been super impressive in that they haven't run away from anybody. They have some, and they lost to a couple teams that they probably could have beat, but just couldn't scrounge it together. And Jackpot is still the team to beat to me. Jackpot actually looks worse this year than they did last year, but I'm convinced that at least part of that is still just like the Super Bowl hangover thing. And that
we look worse.
Maybe it's because I'm not on the team anymore.
Right? Yeah. The games are closer. Right. So I still think when the lights come on, it's going to be the same team. So I'll take Jackpot there, and I'll say quote unquote easily. I think this Chalmers Muddy Waters game is going to be really interesting because I think Chalmers matches up against Muddy a lot better than Love Garden does.
Yes.
And I think the key to the game might actually be if Chalmers can position this so that they get Eli and Isaac up at the 1-2 spot with 1 or 2 outs, I think they could limit them pretty significantly.
So outside the first, essentially.
Well, no. I mean, it depends. Like you want to, if you get, say, you've got 2 outs and then the last person in the lineup comes up.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't get that 3rd out. I would let that person on, put him in front of Isaac, and then try to get either Isaac or Eli as the 3rd out. And even if they have to bunt, let the 3rd person get up and kick away.
Yeah.
You don't want either of those guys.
Wow.
You don't want Isaac up with 0 or 1 out. And I think if you look at the scorecards, they're the number of runs that they score when there's 0 or 1 out, and Isaac comes up at the top, they score almost every time.
Who's Chalmers' captain in charge of that?
Probably be either Bronco or Candle.
Mm-hmm. And that's some high level.
Yeah, it is.
That's like that's some Jackpot / Lawrence Shirt Factory strategy.
It's also get the fuck to the Final Four.
Yeah, if you can do it, it could be a big difference.
Yeah.
It's risky, but the payoff could be huge.
Yeah.
I have one thing to say about that. I saw a team do that. You don't stop. Just keep running. Make them get you out. I mean, you should just not stop. That's the
Yeah,
easy way to
yeah,
stop
I mean,
that.
it's-
Just keep
it's
running.
high risk, high reward
Keep
kind of
running
stuff,
until they get
so
you
it's
out.
just-
Yeah, then you're taking them out of their game, though.
Yeah.
So basically, like the reverse, like unintentional, intentional walk.
Yeah,
Basically?
essentially.
Well, it's kind of like that's kind of like what CJ does occasionally when he knows the lineup is going to turn over and they can start fresh, and he has a chance to just either kick a home run or get an out. He's going to do that because he doesn't want to get the good part of the lineup up with 2 outs, and so you're basically doing the opposite of that on defense.
Yeah.
And it's a little harder to navigate when you're on defense, but it's possible.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a pick your spots thing.
Yeah.
All that said, I still take Muddy just because
Okay.
I was so impressed by the way they beat Love Garden.
Yeah.
But I think this is like a 1-2 run game. I think it'll be played under 10 runs.
Yeah. And then next game.
If Muddy wins this, I think they might have a decent shot against Jackpot just because they're the unknown quantity here, right?
Yeah.
You already beat them once, but
They were down Isaac.
yeah, they were down Isaac. You beat them 9-2, which is a special number when it comes to turnaround upsets in the tournament, because I'm pretty sure that's what D-Holes beat us by in the regular season. I'm still going to pick Jackpot, though. I'll just say it'll be closer, so say 9-7.
Okay.
Jackpot and Muddy Waters have a long-running rivalry
do.
because
We do.
they are a team that even when they were further away in terms of ranking, still played Jackpot
Close games.
really close.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
had
very
that
very intense games.
Crazy epic game of the week.
Yep.
It was either 2014 or 2015 where we won by 1 run.
Right.
It was basically the difference in the game was basically a drunk. Who was it?
Matt,
What?
a drunk player or ref?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Was it Geyer?
Yeah, it was Geyer.
It was Geyer. He had the crazy bunt home run, and that was the difference in the game. I think we won the game like 9-8 or something like that.
When you said a crazy
Oh my God,
drunk,
I forgot about
I was like,
that.
I thought he was gonna fuck up. I didn't know you were gonna say a crazy bunt home run.
He was hammered, and he kicked a bunt home run.
I remember this now. Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah, they did, and then I thought it was first and second. And they kicked to a double play. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
But I mean, the reason that was a tense game is because all the games before then have been crazy. So it's just like that is a
It's
team
kind of
that
built on one another.
Yeah, that's a team that really wants to kill you, and they're not going to do it.
Yeah, I think
That's
the
my
only-
prediction.
There was only one game where it wasn't close, and that was like, I think it was Simon's birthday, and we played them, and we just scored like 11 runs in the first inning, and then that kind of just ended the game right there.
Right.
But Jackpot versus John Denver, they're a damn good team. When they were the Goats, they beat us 2013. We had an 8-run lead going into the I want to say 7th or 8th inning.
That was a giant playoffs upset.
And yeah, we just shat the bed, man. Like that was kind of the genesis of Jackpot kind of explodes or implodes. So yeah, I'm gonna be up for this game. I really want to beat them. They're gonna be a very formidable opponent. But I think we have just a little bit more than they do. So going with us. Chalmers and Muddy Waters. If Muddy scores less than 8, I'm going Chalmers. Well, I don't know. Like it's one of those things where right now Chalmers, I mean, honestly do
Love
not
Garden's
know.
defense, Love Garden's offense was better, and they only scored 8. So
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I don't know. It's going to be Chalmers's. It's going to be their defense. It's going to win the game for them essentially. Because if Muddy gets up to 7 or 8 runs, it's going to be very tough for Chalmers to win this game. If they keep it below that, I like Chalmers' odds. They're a good team. I think they can put up a good 8 or 9 runs. That might be enough. It may not. It kind of depends on how well their defense is playing. But I'm going to go with Chalmers. I think their defense can do this. And then us versus Chalmers, it's not going to be the same as when we played them in week what, 9? No,
10. It was 10.
Week 10. It's not going to be the same score as that. It's going to be closer than that. But I still like our chances. Okay. Next pod, Lawrence Shirt Factory versus Red Lion, and then Kansas Tree Care versus Geezer's Good Neighbors. Phil.
Just, my perpetual fear and terror of Lawrence Shirt Factory is gonna maybe force this choice. I'm going with them, even though Red Lion really just always steps it up in playoffs. Lawrence Shirt Factory just, their strength is, they're teams who are sometimes better at offense or defense, but they just always bring it. And you have to be a great team playing your best game to beat them, because they can always squeeze out a victory. Doesn't matter who you are. So I'm going Lawrence Shirt Factory there. For the lower part, I'm thinking Kansas Tree Care, just because Geezer's, even as good as they are looking, as much as I like what they're doing, just doesn't quite have the experience and cohesiveness that KTC does.
Seth. Oh, wait, next game.
Next game.
Pick that one.
Oh yeah, Lawrence Shirt Factory for the win between them and KTC.
So they'll avenge their loss.
I think so.
All right.
Seth. Red Lion is a fantastic tournament team. They spring upsets every single year. Unfortunately, the only team that they cannot and have not upset is Shirt Factory. Man, I ref those guys' games, Shirt Factory, and they're still super solid on defense. They make every single play that they're supposed to make. As far as the other one, KTC versus Geezers. Geezers, you're a year or two away. KTC has taken their lumps in the playoffs, never this early. So KTC is going to win that one. And then those two, like I said on the last podcast, it's really hard to beat Shirt Factory 3 games in a row. And KTC is sitting on 2 in a row. So I think Shirt Factory is going to win that and go back to the title game.
Okay. Coop.
Hey, Ben. So, unfortunately, you guys have...
I love this.
Lay on my couch. Lay on my couch.
So, I guess Shirt Factory, you've beaten Jackpot at least once, correct? I believe we beat Love Garden at least once.
I know it's. I was actually thinking about this earlier. It's kind of funny. Everybody else that's left, we've had some success against, even in the playoffs.
Love Garden you've beaten,
except
KTC
for the team we have to play next.
Right. And you've beaten KTC in the past. You've beaten Love Garden in the past. But some say it's preferable to monkey on someone's back, but for having not beaten someone. Yours basically the size of King Kong. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like a pretty strong guy, but I'm sure it's really wearing you down, man. So.
Oh, I love it.
So, yeah, you love it?
All right.
Okay, there you go. So, no, it's that the King Kong will remain on Red Lion's back until probably the end of time. Sorry. Same thing for Geezers, and same thing for, who was it, Chalmers. Sorry, Bryson. So I will remain with Lawrence Shirt Factory to win. Speaking of Geezers versus KTC. Geezer's Good Neighbors, you really have to shore up their defense, because it wasn't that, I know you're missing some players, but it wasn't that impressive against Lady Bird. Even though Lady Bird did play his kick very well, I'll give you guys credit there, Stacy. But against KTC, if you don't shore up your defense, you'll just get eaten up alive by KTC. I see them winning by 6. And Shirt Factory versus KTC. I said in the bracket, boy, it's going to be really, really tough. You mentioned there KTC's beaten Shirt Factory 2 games in a row. It's very rare it can be in 3 games in a row. Shirt Factory by 1.
Okay.
Is that 3 Shirt Factories?
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Shirt Factory versus Red Lion. I mean, history speaks for itself.
History
right
lies, CJ. Don't learn from your mistakes. That's fucking boring.
Yeah,
not all facts are true.
I think, all facts are true. We are in that age.
Exactly.
I'm taking Shirt Factory. I think it's going to be a close game, just because it's just one of those games where it's not that Shirt Factory is going to be looking forward to the next game. It's more, I think you guys, Red Lion is going to be up for this game, so they'll keep it close. But I think that Shirt Factory is going to pull it off in the end.
Yeah, we're going to get we don't need sprinklers, man. We're getting wet before this thing. PCP for everybody.
So you get faster in the outfield. KTC versus Geezers. I just don't see Geezers' defense being good enough to stop KTC. Does anyone know what the score was in the regular season game?
Between who?
Geezers.
18-7.
18-7. It was 7-5.
18-7.
It was 18-7 in
18-7.
week 7, correct.
It was 18-7. I think it might be a little closer than that, but still going KTC. KTC versus Lawrence Shirt Factory. Man. I think if there's a team that does not match up well for Lawrence Shirt Factory, it's going to be KTC. They're too fast on offense, and the holes that Lawrence Shirt Factory likes to hit against other teams just close up very quickly against KTC.
Mm-hmm.
So in this game, I'm going to go KTC. Ben.
What do you think about that KTC Geezers game, Bryson? Yeah, all right. I'm going to take KTC against Geezers, just conventional wisdom, I suppose. Plus, it would be nice if we could get 3 of the top 4 into the semis here. Yep. For Lion and Shirt Factory, Lion has one thing going for it, and that we've already turned around a 9-2 upset from earlier, 9-2 result from earlier in the season.
That's true.
And we lost to Shirt Factory 9-2. So that's about the only thing we have going in this game. Obviously, you know, I've only been on the team for 4 or 5 years, but the 4 or 5 years of losses to Shirt Factory, some close, some not so close, suggest that they've earned the prediction here.
Yeah.
I think we will be up, and I think this could be closer. And I do feel like my team thinks that they can win this game, but it's kind of the same as some of the others. It's a very matchup-dependent league. Our teams are relatively similar, I think, in style. And I think Lawrence Shirt Factory has just done what we do better over time. And so I think I have to take them here. I think, if they have an off day and we have one of our best days, we can win. But I'll stick with Shirt Factory. Then Shirt Factory Tree Care. It just seems like we can't beat Shirt Factory. Shirt Factory can't beat Tree Care. Tree Care can't beat Jackpot. I think it really is, and those teams can beat each other, but it just seems like matchup issues between some of these teams, and so I have to go with KTC to get back to the finals.
Yeah.
Bryson.
Somewhere around 365 days ago, I stepped right up here, going into the quarterfinals, having to play KTC.
Oh, yeah, you said you were there trash.
Yes, I did. They are not trash.
As you well found out.
It's not Kansas Trash Care. It's Kansas Tree Care.
I think, Ben, you got to see that game, and I think you last year, you bet on our behalf. We lost 7-6. You really break it down and look at the team last year. Last year when I played that game, I was let down by 3 players. We would have won that game if 3 players that are supposed to be good and are no longer on our team played well. We would have won. It's simple as that. Those players are gone. They've been replaced by players that are better than them. Probably not, but we'll see. I think the 18-7 loss was dragged out. It was our second game in the ones, brand new team. Missing a couple people too. It was 7-5 for a long. Those KTC guys will tell you they were shitting their pants. For
You can have your third baseman back this week.
Yes, he will. He had a family emergency. It was a very last minute thing. He was going to be gone. I don't necessarily say that I think that we can beat them or that they're better, but I will say that I have always played my best games against them. And if I can get going, I think we can beat anybody.
Just call the W. Just call it. You want to.
I'm not going to.
1-4, 1-5?
What do you mean?
What do you think your odds are?
I would say ESPN's KPI, Kickball Power Index, would say KTC 78.5% chance to win this game. But I think if I can get going and get my team going behind me, I think we can win the game.
And then you got Shirt Factory after that.
Oh, I don't think they're very good, so I think we'd win that game.
Yeah, okay, fine.
What was the score to that game?
10-7.
We all know what happened.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Shirt Factory, our sponsor for the week.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Getting promoted and trash talked by Bryson at the same time.
LawrenceShirtFactory.com. If you want to email them, sales@LawrenceShirtFactory.com. Phone number is 785-330-5831. They're good people and they do good work, so give them a call for all your shirt needs.
I will, and I will also add just like a little note. I mean, I love playing all the top teams, and I love playing the teams we have good rivalries with, like Free State. But there's just something about playing Shirt Factory. It's that because every time I've entered the game, I feel like we have a chance, and yet we can't quite do it. So it's that one mountain we get yet to climb, and I think maybe that just that little bit. Plus, they're such great competitors, and they're such great guys. They're good winners.
There are certain players that you walk on the field against, and you're like, oh shit, like this is a huge game. And Tyler's one of them. CJ and Simon are one of them. You know, there are certain luminaries in KVKL where you're like, oh my god, let's go. And the final weekend is going to be fantastic for that.
Tyler and CJ, the dick towel and the dick.
Oh, I have to ask you guys on the podcast. This is my last podcast of the year, so I have to ask you one thing. Because my teammate told me he made this up, and I don't believe him. Have you ever heard the nickname for Tyler, Dick Vitale? No. So he really did make that up. Fucking Mookie, man. I thought he was lying to me.
Excellent.
No, that is good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's
really
so good,
That's a
right?
good
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Very good one.
Okay, well, I thought he was a liar, but I guess he's not. Tyler, a.k.a. Dick Vitale.
Vitale. That's pretty good.
That is a good goddamn name.
Mookie.
Yeah. Mookie almost got kicked out of two games this
did
weekend,
this
but he
happen?
contributed.
Oh, no, I
Why
know.
did this have to come up when now I only have 2 shows left?
CJ, this is my last one with you, so that's my parting gift.
Especially since the top of Dick Vitale's head looks kind of like a penis, so I feel like we could totally do an infographic or some kind of illustration of Dick Vitale as a penis on a dick towel and give it to Tyler as a present.
I think there are a lot of talented people that work for Lawrence Shirt Factory that can make
Yes.
Yeah, they totally could.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Here, you want to give Cougar a joke to read?
Let's do Cougars Comedy Corner.
Oh, here, no, do this one first. This is courtesy of Aaron and Derek, I think.
What the hell?
We got 2 jokes here for Cougars Comedy Corner.
All right.
Cougar.
First one. What did the leper say to the hooker?
What did what?
What did the leper say to the hooker?
What?
Thanks, that was great.
Keep the tip. That's nice. Oh, I got a second one. Great.
Yeah.
So, the nurse at the sperm bank asked me if I'd like to masturbate in the cup.
Cougar Cup.
And
I said, quote, well, I'm pretty good, but I don't think I'm ready to compete just yet.
They don't call it the Cougar Cup for nothing.
all right. So,
No.
Whoa.
Stop! Everyone,
Okay,
stop.
Pirate
Yeah.
Podcast.
Rewind. Kickball is happening for 2 more weeks, and I highly encourage all of you to bring cans.
Yes.
Keep track of your shit, you guys.
Oh,
Lost
yeah.
and found is a major pain in the ass.
Ethan's arms were full, all right? He only has so many
Jesus
hands.
Christ.
He can't carry
much
all
crap.
of your leftover
gosh.
shit.
Kegs count as a can.
Hydrate.
Yep.
Please encourage your teammates to drink water
Mookie.
or Pedialyte or whatever the fuck you need to get
Mookie.
through the day.
Jameson. It's got
And-
everything you need in it.
Please treat your opposing players and refs with a little bit more respect.
And refs, please treat your games with respect.
Yes.
Goes both ways.
And also, read the rule book before you're going to ref a super important game. Just read it. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. But it's not that hard.
But also bring some good music for your team to
Yeah.
kick to, because that really takes the edge off when everyone's
Yeah.
nervous. So for the love of God, don't forget that.
But don't be like Button Grind with all that country western crap.
Yeah,
I got a real quick one. So,
Okay.
if, doesn't look like Colin's here anymore. Chalmers is, if you're listening, what you need to do is set up a fake website and send a fake flyer to the captain of the traveling team that sucks out all of Muddy Waters players and tell him there's a massive kickball tournament played for money in Denver this weekend. And places 1 through 4, I'll take home cash prizes. St. Louis, okay, half the
Tonganoxie.
distance. Yeah.
Also, one thing that's been really bugging me, if you're a bunt, kick team, if that's your strategy, Muddy Waters, I'm talking, yeah. But also, Matadors, you were doing this too. Don't do that when your 4th kicker can't get it to the outfield. Guys, seriously, that doesn't work if they can't move, if you just get thrown out at bases and no one advances. So you bunt. If your 4th kicker can't kick the ball to the outfield, you bunt, kick. You don't bunt, kick to infield. just
quit giving away strategy for free there, Phil.
it's super obvious, but I see it all the time. Oh, also, oh my God, how could I forget this? When you're playing defense, any bag, home plate, that's not a bag.
It's not a bag. It's a plate.
So
It's not a bag?
Right, it's not a bag, it's a plate.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not a bag. A bag sticks up above the ground.
So you're saying throw at everybody. Never throw to a base or a bag. Just throw at everybody.
I'm just saying, when people are saying, like, oh, throw it at any bag.
Any bag.
Base home plate is not a bag. I've talked
So
about.
is this like we drive on a parkway and park in a driveway?
Yeah, I talked about this with Rick for about an hour and a half.
Oh my God.
It's actually a pretty short conversation.
I could explain it better, but they have
1-800 bets
here.
off.
Yeah, 1-800
No,
bets
888 bets off.
888 bets off.
there.
Yeah,
All
I could explain this better, but they have great drink specials at the Jazz House.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the night.
All right.
Can we call 888 podcast off? Let's get the fuck out of here. Take us out, Cougar.
So,
Oh my gosh.
for Phil, the wild man, Childs. Seth, the Sanchez.
CJ, this is my last one with you. It's been awesome. Thanks for having me on, man. I
Thanks,
appreciate
buddy. Jason Cougar Huang.
Still so full from India Palace for dinner last night.
Yeah. Ben Hutnick.
This is like a Yakov Smirnoff bit just waiting to happen. In
Yep.
communist KVKL shirt factory, where's you?
Yep. I'm your host, CJ Cobra Kai. Thanks for everything, everybody. We'll see you next week. Woo!